Good evening and welcome to the Nevis Newscast for today, April 18th, 2017. I am Bronte Swanston Hendrickson. Now for the news in detail. The community of Cotton Ground on the weekend was yet again the scene of a brutal gun attack, leaving another person dead on the weekend. Police are reporting an early morning shooting incident in Nevis on Monday, April 17th that left one dead and one injured. Reports indicate the incident took place around 3:45 a.m. in Cotton Ground when a silver car was sprayed with bullets. The gunshot victims were taken to the Alexandra Hospital for treatment. Police confirmed that one of the women, Morella Webb, 28, succumbed to her wounds, and injured is Sonia Grant, 34. Head of the Nevis Division, Superintendent Trevor Mills, urged anyone who may have seen or heard anything to call the police. Together, we can rid our communities of this senseless violence. Our forensics unit has canvassed the scene, but your assistance, coupled with what we do, will make the difference in solving these crimes. Other murders in Nevis for the year are Leon Gums, 44, found with a single gunshot wound on January 29th at his church ground home, and 23-year-old Rondell Chapman, who was shot by unknown assailants while at the Cotton Ground playing field on Sunday, March 26, 2017. Persons can assist the police in this crime or any other crime by calling any police station in the Federation, Crime Stoppers, our confidential hotline at 1-800-8477, or by using the SKN Crime Reporter app on their smartphone to share the information. In response to yet another homicide, Nevis Premier, the Honourable Vance Amory, who has responsibility for security on Nevis, made an address to the nation.
It is now left for me to express my condolence to the family of the young lady whose life was snatched away from her. This may be just pure expression of sympathy. It will not bring back that life. It will not remove the scar of the trauma, nor will it remove the fear which people feel. However, I appeal to all those who intend or who have any intention of engaging in any reprisal not to even consider it. We will give the police the direction to take certain very serious steps to deal with this matter.
That was Premier of Nevis, Honourable Vance Amory. Meantime, the members of the Nevis Reformation Party today, during a press conference held at the Cooperative Credit Union Conference Room, expressed condolences and condemned the criminal activity on the island. Other topics discussed during Tuesday's press conference were water, electricity production, and indiscriminate dumping, which is causing a problem at the solid waste landfill and the proposed sea taxi pier in St. James's Parish. The Nevis Water Department, with support from staff at the Public Works Department as well as LEFCO, worked for more than 12 hours to ensure that the water situation on Nevis was resolved. Having initially received a pump with the wrong specifications, the correct one was received late last week, as water production specialist Jerome Pinney explains.
This motor was originally designed for the well. But the well itself is an 8-inch casing, and this is almost 8 inches. And when you string the wires alongside this, it was unable to pass into the 8-inch well. So what we have here now is a 6-inch pump on the 100 horsepower motor, which should give us exactly what we want, up to maybe about 300 gallons a minute.
Also at the work site was Junior Minister responsible for public utilities, Honourable Troy Liebert, who thanked the staff of the relevant departments for their diligent work.
The staff of the Water Department and other staff within the ministry. They are being bolstered by some guys from Public Works today. They have been here since before dawn, before 6 a.m. this morning. They started doing the work. As you can see, it's a very involved process. It is the single largest producing well on the island of Nevis, and we had a failure of the pump that sat in that well last year, September. Since that, the NIA stepped in to provide a temporary replacement pump, but we are here today to remove the temporary replacement and to place the newly received bead pump that is going to be pumping water.
Work began at approximately 6 a.m. and it took more than 4 hours to remove the previous pump and another 4 hours to install the new pump. It was not until after 5 p.m. on Saturday that success was achieved when a huge gush of water emerged from the well. Final connections were made following tests and water began pumping to the various reservoirs on the island. Despite the success of Saturday's operation, Permanent Secretary Dr. Stapleton called on residents to conserve water.
I would like to make an appeal to the public that we should make every effort to conserve water in Nevis, because as you can see, it's a very expensive venture in terms of the pumps and also in terms of the maintenance and the procurement of the sources of water. So we should really make an effort to practice water conservation. I also would like to thank the public so far for being very patient with us. And as you can see, the staff at Public Works Department, Water Department and the ministry, with the strong support of the minister here, we are working really hard to ensure that water is restored as soon as possible.
Coming up,
and we have to work with the youngsters and work with those adults involved with it to enhance the standard to ensure that it stays with us for a long time.
The details when we return.
As a responsible taxpayer, you help to finance free healthcare at all health centers on Nevis. Thank you for putting country above self. This message was brought to you by the Inland Revenue Department, Nevis. Be a responsible citizen.
Welcome back. The Nevis Culturama Committee today began a week-long workshop for persons interested in improving the composing skills for calypsos. The workshop, which is taking place at the Hard Times Community Center, began on Tuesday morning with sessions for junior calypsonians. Chairman of Culturama, Antonio Liebert, described Castle as a prolific songwriter who would have penned quite a number of hits in the past.
He would have written many songs in the past. Himself would have sung Tiny Whiny. That is one of the songs that he would have penned, a very popular song. And he would have also penned songs for his late brother, the mighty Arrow out of Monstrop. One of the songs that he would have penned for Arrow is Hot, Hot, Hot. That went viral worldwide and propelled Arrow to calypso fame internationally. So Mr. Castle will be here with us over the next 5 days, facilitating this workshop for juniors in the morning from 9 until 12, and for seniors in the evenings from 5 until 8.
The facilitator for the 5-day workshop is Justin Hero Castle, who said he was excited to be a part of the Culturama Committee's effort to assist calypsonians to improve.
I think that there is a great future for calypso in the region, and we have to start with taking the right approach towards it, where we have to teach people to do things correctly. Of course, in this workshop, the morning sessions will involve kids between the age of 8 and 17, after which they go to the adult group, and I'll be working in the evenings with the adult groups. We will be dealing really with the framework of lyric writing, how to write songs, how to do the right approach, create melodies, how to render your songs, and how to perform your songs. I'll be joined later in the week by my assistant producer, who would also be working with me from day to day, hoping that the participants in the workshop will be able to create at least a part of a song, a verse and a chorus. That's my real goal, in this workshop.
The facilitator admitted that he thinks that calypso in the region is on a downslide.
And we have to work with the youngsters and work with those adults involved with it to enhance the standard to ensure that it stays with us for a long time.
The workshop aims at improving the quality of compositions and melody of the respective songs for this year and in the future. The Department of Education, through its adult education program and in conjunction with the community development, is currently hosting an extensive hospitality workshop for persons in the community. On Thursday, 13th April, the group executed what they would have learned over the past few weeks when they put on a display in the form of a formal dinner for friends and family. Facilitator Sylvester Wallace spoke to us during the evening of fine dining.
And we started this workshop in February, the 20th of February. And today we have a wonderful event, the first of its kind. The students were able to create into a buffet the things that they have learned over the past weeks. And I am very pleased to say that they all did a wonderful job in preparing this event. They were very hardworking. They started the preparation, they put the menus together. I taught them how to write menus. They were able to put a menu together, and how they did it, each group, there's 4 groups in all, and each group present to us one menu. Then we combine those menus together and we come up with one sub-menu, and they were able to put it out tonight, and they did a wonderful job.
The facilitator commended the students for their use of local and tropical fruits and crops as well as other local resources.
The class is going to continue and it's going to end in July. Next week we venture into more classrooms. It is done basically in classrooms. Classrooms are just 2 hours in length, and they have covered quite a bit in classrooms already. They covered customer service, they covered stewarding, they covered housekeeping, they covered a lot of culinary arts programs. They did a lot of culinary, they did practicals, and this is one of the major events, and there will be more events of this kind coming up in the near future.
For persons interested in any adult education class, they can contact Adina Taylor at the Department of Education. She is responsible for adult and continuing education and welcomes any and all suggestions. And that brings us to the end of tonight's presentation of the Nevis Newscast. I am Bronte Swanston Hendrickson. Thank you for viewing. Good night.